What? I thought you were watching Umizoomi. Hey everybody, I am here to, I got a baby right over there sitting on the floor. I wanted to do some of the golden vlogs that I missed in the last couple months because school has been really busy. So I wanted to catch up on them to kind of, I don't know, make more vlogs, get more used to being on camera. I'm not drinking Miller Lite. I'm drinking vodka and ginger beer. But yeah, so I'm going to do the February golden vlog. So we're just going to call it Alana Talks About Herself some more. Okay, first I meant to actually record this before I started coloring my hair, but it's kind of appropriate because I'm doing February Golden Vlog, and February Golden Vlog talks about Valentine's Day and lovey shit. And pink is like what color hearts are and stuff. So yeah, okay, so February Golden Vlog. Question number 1. Where did you grow up? I grew up in Tucson, Arizona. I lived there my entire life. I lived in 2 or 3 different houses. I think just 2. I think my parents moved from one house, the house that I was born into the second house when I was like 2 years old, and they lived there until I moved out. And then I lived in a couple different apartments by myself and with roommates for a couple years, and until I met Paul and moved away. But yeah, Tucson, Arizona for 20 some odd years.
Band-Aid.
You don't need a Band-Aid.
No baby suit.
Do you need some water? Go watch your cartoons. What state do you live in, if I'm comfortable saying? I currently live in California. I live in Oceanside. It's not a big secret. I live in Oceanside, Camp Pendleton area. It's her butt. Put your butt away. Get your butt off my screen. Do I have siblings? Yes, I have a sister. And she's the greatest sister that I could ever ask for. I have one sister. Do I have a nickname? I do. Alana Banana. Or just Banana. Did I have a pet growing up? If so, what? Well, my first pet was an Airedale, and we named him Taylor, and spelled it Tailor, because he had some kind of birth defect, or his tail broke or something, and he had to have his tail amputated when he was born, and he didn't have a tail. He didn't even have he had a little teeny nub, and so my parents put a tail in his name since he didn't have a tail on his butt. So we called him Taylor. And after that, we had some cats. My parents had some cats, and me and my sister had some cats, and we had I had a hamster. We had some fish. My sister had gerbils. I think that's it. We had rats. Me and my sister had rats. I love my rats. Oh. Do I have any favorite stories from childhood? I probably should have thought about this more. Favorite stories from childhood. For some reason, the only thing I can think of is when we were really little. My sister was probably maybe a year or 2. My mom lost her wedding ring. And I remember my grandpa brought the metal detector over, and they had my sister lay, and my grandpa ran the metal detector over her to see if it was inside, if she had eaten it. And it didn't go off, but I'm pretty sure my mom still picked through her diapers for a month. And I don't know how long later it was. I don't know if it was 6 months or a year. But one day, me and my best friend, Teresa, who lived behind me, were playing in the backyard, and Teresa dug up my mom's wedding ring. Andrea had buried it in the backyard. And that's one of my favorite stories from my childhood. I don't know, it's just cute. It's funny because when Paul was in Afghanistan in 2000, I don't know, 5 years ago, he lost his wedding ring. And like 6 months later, he was living in like a mud hut, and it collapsed. Part of it collapsed, not with him in it or anything, but part of it collapsed. And while they were cleaning it up, he dug in the mess while they were cleaning up all this mud. He found his wedding ring, and it just, like, sometimes you can lose something for a really long time and think that it's gone, and you're gonna find it. You might find it again. You never know. What did you think your life would be like when you were older? I actually don't remember. I don't remember thinking, what's my life going to be like when I'm older? Now I kind of have it all planned out. Like, I know where I want to be when I'm 40. I know where I want to be when I'm 50. But I don't know. I don't know what I thought when I was a kid. I think I was just flying by the seat of my pants, especially once I was in like high school and in my early 20s. I was just doing what I was doing. What is my most embarrassing memory? When I was in first grade, I was sick. First or second grade. I also had a really bad habit of pretending to be sick and asking to go to the nurse's office frequently. And so it got to the point where my teacher was like, dude, you're not really sick. Go sit back down. This time I was. And it had to have been first grade because we had a bathroom in the classroom. And my stomach felt awful and it was churning. And so I went to go run to the bathroom and I didn't make it. And I threw up on Aaron. I don't remember his last name. I finally forgot his name. I used to say that when you throw up on somebody, you never forget their name because it happened in first grade, and the last time I told the story, I remembered his full name. But now all I remember his name was Aaron. Aaron, the kid with the glasses. If for some reason you're watching this, Aaron, I'm really sorry I threw up on you in first grade. I don't know if that's my most embarrassing memory, but it's certainly a very embarrassing one that I remember. Tell us your love story, and what are your plans this Valentine's Day? My love story is very complicated. My husband and I, way back when I lived in Tucson, before I was even born actually, my mother and his mother were friends. And there's a picture hanging on my mother's wall of my mom, and she's pregnant with me. And Paul's mom, and she's got Paul, like, standing in front of her. And we joke that that's the first picture of us together. And then there's pictures of us together, as babies, or when I was a baby. And he had a brother that was born just before I was. They say that they joked about us. His mom says that she used to joke about Paul and I getting married someday. So yeah, our parents knew each other. And then when Paul was moving from East Coast to West Coast, he stopped in Tucson to stay the night and stayed the night at my mom's house. And my mom asked me to come over and hang out with him because, my mom was like an adult and Paul was closer to my age. And she's like, oh, just take him out. You guys can go have lunch or something, do whatever kids do. And we partied like young 20-somethings party. And the rest is history. We continued to see each other long distance, even though he was living about 7 hours away. And she's playing a fart game. The iPad is farting right now. I don't know if you can hear that. But anyway, yeah, so we visited each other on like every weekend. And we got married. And now we have a kid that plays fart games on the iPad. What is your favorite? Oh, what are my plans this Valentine's Day? Well, it's April now, so I can tell you what I did for Valentine's Day. We drove to Arizona and visited my family, because farts. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's hilarious. We drove to Arizona because Paul had a long weekend, and I wanted to. Tell us your love story. No, I just did that one. What is your favorite Valentine's Day memory? I have a really horrific memory, and I actually don't remember any other Valentine's Days, except for the one that just passed, and I barely remember that one. So, there's that. So that's Golden Vlog February. Say hi.
Hi.
Mommy needs to cut your hair. Mommy should probably take you and have somebody else cut your hair.
Mom.
Okay, can you go back to the iPad? Evie, go back and play on the iPad. Say goodbye. Can you say like?
Like.
Say thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Say thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Give him the thumbs up. Can you do this? Thumbs up. Say like, comment, and subscribe.
Whip.
Yeah. Find me on Facebook. Find me on Twitter. Find me on Instagram.